Hello, sexy ladies. How are you? Tanya here. Sorry, I'm a few minutes behind. I love when the internet is kind of up and down. Yes, you can hear my doggy. I just like being in this room when I go live. Just, getting some natural light in. The sun was shining until about half an hour ago. So unfortunately, no sun. So the group has been really quiet. What I mean by that is I haven't heard from any of you. So I really want to know, because this is why I created this group, to support you, to answer your questions the best that I can, and just to really get some nice conversation happening. So before I go on, I'm going to apologize now because I'm getting a message saying your connection is weak. So of course I'm hoping all of a sudden I do not lose my internet connection. So I apologize now because I'm all fuzzy. That's what happens when the internet gets weak. So yeah, as I was saying, I'd really like to know if you don't feel comfortable, going live or doing a recording, that's fine. But I really want to know what your expectation and what do you want out of this group that I have created. Unless I get feedback, I don't know what you want more of, and that's just, as someone who's supporting you and motivating you forward, that'd be great. What I might do is put in a little, I have to see if I can do this in the page where I can do a little, create a little file, a little survey, a poll, and label off some things, and then you can pick from A, B, C, D, that kind of idea. So D, I do want to thank you for posting a question that you had, and yours was, and I have it written down so I don't forget, was pertaining to what kind of exercises do you recommend, or do I recommend, if you're sitting or standing all day? And the other one was in relation to protein powders. And yeah, especially that one could be so crazy confusing, right? Because so much is out there. So what I do recommend, and I thought I'd sit down because then you can kind of see what I'll be doing as well. When you're sitting all day, okay, especially at a computer, what happens, right? You're starting out like this, and as the day goes on and on and on, what happens? You don't even realize it, but your shoulders start to curve, and you're like this all day, right? And then you wonder why, like everything, all in here, why all these areas in here, it's so tight and stiff, and you feel like you're walking like this all day. So the number one thing that I really want to recommend is when you're sitting all day, take note of that and just roll your shoulders back. So if I were to roll your shoulders back to get, all that pressure off and realign yourself again. If you're sitting at a computer all day, these, right, get really sore, your wrists. So what you can do is putting your hand here, and again, if I turn sideways, putting your hand on here, and you might really feel, and I'm not going to go into the scientific terms and all that, the muscle groups, but I'm going, connection is weak again, so I'll wait until it's better to show you. So again, making sure you take both your wrists here, and here, really stretching out those wrist muscles. Okay, there's little tendons in it there and everything. Hi. The other stretch you can do, again, your hand out, pulling here. Okay, so if my hand was out tight, pulling it here. Again, stretching out all those little tendons and ligaments. And the last one is you want your fingers nice aligned. You want them chest height, and you're going to push. Again, without turning, you want it straight aligned, chest tight, and just push your hands. Think of pushing the palms together. Okay, and hold it there for a few seconds. So again, review those three before I show you another one. Is the hands down, the hands up, the prayer one, or the pushing with the palms, okay? And then also just to rotate your wrists all day. And what you need to do is, if you have an alarm or whatnot, make sure every hour to do that, if not more, okay? You really, really do that. Another thing that I highly recommend, and you're going to be sitting, but I'm going to be standing, so a little bit here. So is put your hands right here on your glutes, your bum, and what you want to do is, as you're standing, I have my comfy pants on today, so as you're standing right here, okay, you push back. So again, if I'm here, I'm going to push back. That's going to open up everything. And all these exercises that I'm showing you, for if you're sitting all day, you can also do standing, okay? There's no issues with that. Giving a shoulder stretch here, just because it's probably tight all in here, okay? You're tight all in here from sitting all day. So this stretch here, notice how your arm is not on your elbow joint here. It's going to really stretch out that back area again, upper back, the trapezius muscles, which are here, extend down, and your neck stretch. Okay, again, it was called trapezius muscles, neck muscles in here. You can have your head turn one way, look down as if you have a chest pocket, come up, turn it the other way. And I do not recommend you bring your head back. It's not that great to do on your disc, your upper disc muscles, as well as the upper disc itself of your spine, all right? If you were, my hands would be here at the side, straight, okay? And as my head was turned, I'd be pushing down. So my head would be here, or sorry, going the opposite way. If I'm going to use this arm to push it down, okay, again, my hand is flat, okay? So I'm going to turn this way, look down as if I have a pocket on my chest, and push your opposite arm. You're going to feel nice big stretch, right? And make sure to turn it up the other way, going down, push it here. Good. I apologize for that ding. Someone, okay. Sometimes when we have Facebook Live and someone sends us a message or has commented, then it goes off. Not always. And I think I have notifications on, that's why. So again, those are those neck stretches, your wrist stretches to do. I highly recommend them, as well as your muscle at the back of your leg, which is called your hamstring. Okay, what's going to happen is, I can't do it standing, but if I'm sitting here, I'm going to get you extend your right leg, okay? And as your right leg is straight, all of a sudden you're going to push your toes to the ground. So again, leg is extended, okay, and push your toes to the ground to feel that muscle behind. And as well as you're sitting there with your foot forward, through your hip area, you're going to pivot forward. So again, if you're sitting here, through here, pivot forward, all right? So do those stretches all the time throughout the day, and your body's going to really, really be thankful. Not only that, but when you start moving, the blood flows, juices get flowing in your brain, and you can be a lot more productive at work. Same with the standing ones, making sure you're doing, hamstring stretches. And we did that a few weeks ago. I believe I put stretches in here. If not, let me know, because I just out top of my neck, or top of my head. Pretty sure I did that last week. Let me know if I didn't, and I'll put the link back in. So yeah, as far as exercises that you can do, ones where you're, I really hesitate when I say I want you to do the exercise as you're sitting, because I want you getting up. So here's my recommendation. I know I talked about this the other day, is when you're, the other day about movement, right? When your phone rings, okay, I want you to get up and answer it instead of staying sitting. If you have a message you want to send to someone, instead of emailing, get up, Walk to your coworker's desk and hand them the message. Things like that, implementing every day. If you have stairs at work, walk up the stairs and walk down again. If you drive to work, do not park as close as possible to the front door. Park away, as far away as possible. So not up close to the front door, but as far away as possible from the front door. This way you're getting movement in. Again, your lunch hours, I talked about that, the importance of moving during your lunch hours. Those are all ways of moving the body, getting important movement in, getting important exercise in. And again, I talked about not only take my word, but studies has proven when you move your body becomes more energized, and your brain, things start to click, okay? More blood flow, the brain is sharper, you're able to think, you don't hit that afternoon slump. When you're standing all day, you can do simple things like standing calf raises, where you're standing tall and you can have your legs together or legs hip width apart. And what's going to happen, you're going to rise up to the ball of your feet and come down again. Rise up to the ball of your feet and come down again. If you want me to show any of these exercises, let me know by making a comment below, and I will do a live, which is automatically recorded. Okay, so those, your calf exercises, again, standing calf raises, on the ball of your feet, you're going to rise up and come flat foot again, and then rise up to the ball of your feet and then come down again, okay? So calves are, these muscles here at the back, muscles here at the back of your leg. Wait, like my socks. It's my casual day today, kind of my lounging, nice soft pants today. Another standing exercise you can do is what is actually good for your back as well, is going to, let's say you need to go pick something up that's within arm's reach. Instead of reaching it and hurting your back, you can kind of turn and lunge for it and come back, and go over here and lunge for it and come back. So that's one thing. You can do a squat if you have something on the floor. Of course, we always bend our knees, but this way you're thinking I'm getting a little bit of exercise in too, right? When something's on the ground, squat back, right? Remember, the important thing to do when you squat, right? You think of hips here, bum here, so push it back and come up, all right? You always want to think of pushing back with your hips, pushing back with your bum, your glutes, and therefore your knees will be behind your toes, which your knees are going to thank you for. So, squatting down to pick something up and bring it up again. This way you're not hurting your back, you're not hurting your knees. All right, so I don't want to overwhelm you, but those are some basic exercises and stretches that you can do if you are standing and sitting all day. But again, I can't emphasize more about sitting all day. Get up as much as possible, implementing it throughout your day. All right, the other question that was put out there was about protein powders. It could be so crazy, right? And it just drives me crazy when I see people, because they read so much about protein powders, and they pick up these huge tubs because they're $20, $30, maybe $40, huge tubs, right? And then, that's a good price because I looked somewhere else at a health food store and it was smaller, same price, for this little thing. Here I'm getting a huge tub. And a lot of people purchase these protein powders because they are reading everywhere and it says, protein powders for weight loss, right? And you are doing yourself more harm than more good. Those protein powders, if your goal is to lose weight, if your goal is to increase muscle, it's not going to work, okay? You are going to end up putting on more weight. The reason being is these huge tubs read the ingredients. I can't enhance more of that. Like, why is the ingredients list this long, right? If it has, if your protein powder you are purchasing, even though it says all natural, do not believe that. It's false. Advertising is crazy. You can write certain things in there, and it's not true, right? Like, for example, I'm going to go off the side here while I'm thinking of it. I'll come back to protein powders. So many times I see on packaging, 0 trans fats. That is baloney, and I'm really getting passionate here about this because it drives me insane because, it's being playing on people's emotion. 0 trans fats means nothing, okay? When you look at the ingredients list, even though the packaging says 0 trans fats, it's not true. 99.99% there is a trans fat. Look at the label. If it says partially hydrogenated oil or hydrogenated oil, and I'm talking things about vegetable oil, I'm talking palm oil, okay? And I'm hitting on those two, palm oil and vegetable oil, because those are trans fats. What's trans fat? That's what's going to plug your arteries, okay? So do not go by packaging. You always have to look at the ingredients. So those protein powders, okay, read the ingredients. If it's flavored, it's going to have sugar in there, all right? Because especially when it says natural flavoring, well, what is natural flavoring, right? If it has flavoring in there, it doesn't need to be added. So, for example, take a piece of fruit, right? Is there flavoring injected in that piece of fruit? And I'm picking fruit because most of them are so sweet, right? I'm going to think of an apple. Do they inject apple flavoring into apples? No. So protein powder, it is naturally, there's no flavor to it. So therefore they're adding artificial flavoring to it to give it flavor, okay? So do not get those huge tubs. There's so much crap in there, okay? That's the reason why it can be so cheap, okay? Because you have, this little percentage of good stuff, but then all this other added stuff, all of a sudden this little amount becomes this amount, all right? So do not go for cheap stuff. It's kind of like, okay, I'll compare it to a vehicle because that makes sense to a lot of people. You have cheaper vehicles and you have more expensive vehicles, okay? What is the difference, right? The quality, and there's so much. So people, when I talk about cars, people understand that comparison. Same with food. You have good quality food, and then you have cheaper quality food, right? The good quality food is going to cost more than something cheaper, and that's because the quality is the same. So same with the protein powders. Yes, you can purchase smaller amount, more cost, but better for your body because it's more pure. Or you can go for the cheaper stuff, cheaper price, huge quantity, but full of crap to your body. So here you thought you're going to do really something good for yourself and for your body, but now you're doing something not good for your body, okay? So read the labels, right? You don't want sweeteners in there. You don't want flavoring in there, okay? You're going to mix it with fruit anyway. So that's the flavor you want. Why do you want a protein shake that has, chocolate flavoring in it? Why do you want it with strawberry flavoring? Why do you want it with vanilla flavoring? You can add fruit, so then you have that flavoring anyways, okay? So I'm not affiliated to any kind of protein manufacturer. So I'm not going to give any names, but one I do recommend is one I use myself. I'm actually out. I need to purchase some more. It's Matrix Goat Whey. Okay, so a lot of times if you are dairy sensitive to milk or whey, I'm lactose intolerant. I cannot have cow's milk. So I do the Matrix Goat Whey. It's not flavored. It's very plain because it's not flavored, right? I'm not gonna lie, it's not cheap, but it's pure, right? And it's also good if I have osteoarthritis in my feet. And of course, if it runs, ladies, we're so lucky if osteoarthritis, arthritis, rheumatism runs in your family. On the women's side, it's hereditary. So my grandma had it, my mom had it, I have it, so it's in my feet. But of course, with exercising, I've been able to control it. It hasn't gone anywhere else in my body yet. I feel a little bit in the elbows, but by exercising, by having the blood flow, it keeps it subtle and the pain not there. So that's another important reason. If it runs in your family, ladies, you need to exercise to keep it at bay, okay? So Matrix Goat Whey is what I use myself. So again, it helps with arthritis. It's really good for joint issues as well, okay? And there's no additives in that either. Another good protein to use is pea protein. Now, because pea protein is plant-based, really good things about the pea protein as well. I've used that in the past, but I find the Goat Whey, the Matrix Goat Whey, it does my feet better. I don't have really issues when I use the Goat Whey, so that's just personal preference. But there is pea protein as well, and if you're looking to get a lot of muscle mass buildup, then that's really good in supporting that, okay? And also the pea does not have any dairy and soy in it. So again, make sure to look for good. There are a lot of good products out there, but I want you to do your research. Find what's good out there. And I'm just going to quick let my doggy out here. There's also rice protein. Now, personally, because I'm really sensitive to rice, I get, when I have rice, my abdominal, my stomach really bloats up. So that's why I personally stay away from rice proteins. But that's another thing you can use so again, when you're looking at the pea specifically, make sure, try and get organic because the soil's pure, right? So yeah, it's going to be more expensive, but the soil's pure, because if you get non-organic pea protein, the soil that it's grown in is sprayed with pesticides. So here you're thinking you're doing something good for your body, but now because of the soil's being sprayed with or being treated with chemicals, the peas as they're growing are being sprayed against. Now the toxins are in there, and you're consuming the toxins. All right. So try and make sure also that the rice, the pea, the Goat Whey is free of any kind of hormones. So the reason why I use Matrix is because the goats, they're not injected with hormones. So yeah, that's my personal take. Any other notes I made? No, I did not. So I hope that answers your question. You know, one thing I wish Facebook Live would have is how many minutes you've been on. I guess you just have to check the time, right? Oh, I think I've been on here 25 minutes. So I better go. You have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. Send those messages to me, whatnot, that you want to know more about. I am here for you, to motivate you, to support you. And remember, I am always open, and I'll put the link below this video, a 20-minute, no obligation Skype consultation. I love talking to you one-on-one that way, and the reason why I pick Skype over messaging, Facebook messaging, emails, is because it's more personal, And when we actually talk to people face to face, then a lot of times new questions arise. So yeah, please book your free 20-minute consultation with me so I can answer your questions more personally. Again, I'll put the link underneath this video in the comment section. That is about it. If you want, actually what I'll do is also is just, if you're not sure how you want to know more about the Matrix Go Away, I will put in the comment section below this video the link for the site as well. You can go health food store for that. Same with the pea and the rice protein. I recommend you go to a health food store versus big box stores versus grocery stores, unless they have a really good health food section. I have not found a regular grocery store that has a really good natural food section. You can try, if you are in Ontario, I know there's Goodness Me is really good because they carry all organic stuff. So that's it. You have yourself a wonderful day. I'll be going in half an hour on my Facebook Body Business KW. I'll be going live in half an hour. So I need to have some lunch. It's been a busy morning. And that is about it. Okay, ladies, have yourself a wonderful day. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. I will post when I'll be doing a live again in here next week. That is about it. Okay, take care. Bye. Have a good day. Bye, and a weekend.